This is Akashvani, the news read by Naresh Margo. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the 141st International Olympic Committee session in Mumbai today. The session will also be attended by the President of the International Olympic Committee, Thomas Bach, and other members of the IOC, along with the prominent Indian sports personalities and representatives from various sports federations, including the Indian Olympic Association. India today handed over the P20 presidency to the Parliament of Brazil after successfully concluding the 9th P20 presidency. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla handed over the presidency to the President of the Chamber of Deputies of Brazil, Arthur Cesar Pereira de Lira, at Yashobhumi in Delhi. Speaking on the occasion, the Lok Sabha Speaker said, "It is a matter of pride that all the parliamentarians adopted the joint statement during the summit of P20, which reflects the common commitment of the parliaments." Mr. Birla said, in the two-day conference, the current global challenges were discussed. He said it is important how parliaments work on the future roadmap to resolve these problems. Vice President and Chairman of Rajya Sabha Jagdeep Dhankar hosted lunch in honor of the delegates of the summit. India hosted the summit under the broader framework of India's G20 presidency. The theme of the P20 summit is Parliaments for One Earth, One Family and One Future. Ferry services between Nagapattinam in India and Kankesanturai in Sri Lanka were resumed today after 40 years. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched the services via video conferencing. Speaking on the occasion, he said, India and Sri Lanka are embarking on a new chapter in diplomatic and economic relations. He said the launch of the ferry service is an important milestone in strengthening the relations as both countries share a deep history of culture. In a video message at the event, Sri Lankan President Ranil Wickremesinghe expressed happiness at India's initiatives and thanked Prime Minister Modi and Shipping Corporation of India for making it happen. He hoped that people would visit Sri Lanka and India. The second flight under Operation Ajay, carrying 235 Indian nationals from Israel, landed at Indira Gandhi International Airport in New Delhi this morning. Minister of State for External Affairs Dr. Rajkumar Ranjan Singh received the second batch of Indians at the airport. In a tweet, the Union Minister said that the passengers were very appreciative of the Government of India's swift response and the External Affairs Ministry for smooth coordination. 212 Indian nationals stranded in Israel returned to Delhi yesterday. The U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has said what Israel is doing is not retaliation, it is defending the lives of its people. He was addressing a joint press conference with Prime Minister of Qatar, Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman bin Jassim Al Thani yesterday. He said Israel is conducting operations in Gaza because Hamas carried out terrorist attacks that killed 1,300 of its people in the most horrific way. Terming the humanitarian situation as urgent, Mr. Blinken added that the U.S. is actively engaged with its partners, including Qatar, to provide humanitarian aid to those who are in need. The U.S. Secretary of State traveled to Qatar from Jordan as the world remains on high alert regarding Hamas's demand for a day of rage in support of Palestinians. Mr. Blinken is on an extensive tour of West Asia, which began on Thursday with his arrival in Israel. In Arctic Open Badminton, the women's singles semi-final between PV Sindhu and China's Wang Zhiyi is underway in Vantaa, Finland. Sindhu stormed into the semi-finals, defeating Vietnam's Tu Linh Nguyen in quarter-finals in a 90-minute thriller yesterday. Former world champion and two-time Olympic medalist PV Sindhu is aiming for her first BWF title of the 2023 badminton season. In the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup, the match between India and Pakistan is underway in Ahmedabad. India won the toss and elected to field first. Pakistan were 144 for 2 in 28 overs when reports last came in. India and Pakistan have 4 points each from 2 matches played in the World Cup so far. And that is the end of this news bulletin.